If you've ever been in education, you know that building a new course from scratch is a huge, huge undertaking. We're talking months of work. But what if you could build an entire top-quality university course from just one single document? Well, today we're going to break down a proven framework that does exactly that.
I know, it sounds pretty wild, right? Can the entire genetic code for weeks of lectures, labs, and exams really be packed into just one official blueprint? Believe it or not, the answer is a resounding yes, and we're about to show you exactly how.
Okay, let's dive into this. This diagram is basically our roadmap. So look over here on the left. It all kicks off with that one single document, the official blueprint. Then it goes into this AI-powered engine right in the middle, and boom, out the other side you get the whole package. The syllabus, presentations, tests, you name it. We're going to walk through this whole thing step by step.
Okay, so before we get into the nuts and bolts, you gotta meet the two main players here. Because this isn't just a story about some cool tech. It's really about a new kind of partnership, a synergy between human expertise and artificial intelligence.
First up, you've got the human visionary. This is Sergei Florov. With 3 decades of teaching under his belt, he's the architect of this whole thing. And his job isn't to get bogged down in all the grunt work. No, he's the one with the vision, the strategy, and the critical human oversight that steers the entire process.
And on the other side, that's his workforce, the AI team. And here's a really crucial point. We're not talking about just one AI tool. It's more like a dream team. You've got ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, all working together, playing off each other's strengths to hit a level of quality that, honestly, one tool just couldn't manage on its own.
All right, so we've got our architect and our AI team. But what's the starting point? You know, every big project needs a solid foundation, right? Well, for this pipeline, that foundation is one single super important document.
And that document is called the RPKD. The best way to think of it is as the official university-approved master plan for a course. It's the legally sound starting point, and this is key. It's the single source of truth. Everything, and I mean everything, the AI creates has to link back to this document. No exceptions.
And this right here shows you exactly why that one document is such a powerhouse. You can see it's not just some simple list of topics. No, this thing is the whole shebang. It has the course's purpose, the learning goals, the week-by-week structure, the content requirements. It has all the logic the AI needs to do its job perfectly.
Okay, so the blueprint is ready. Now the architect can unleash the AI team. Let's get into the really cool part, the AI assembly line. This is where that raw information gets turned into actual, polished learning materials ready for the classroom.
First stop on the assembly line, generating the course syllabus. This is the roadmap for everything that follows.
And right here, you see that perfect human-AI synergy in action. The architect just feeds it that one document, the RPKAD. Then the AI team, in this case, ChatGPT, gets to work. It chews through that document and spits out a super detailed weekly syllabus. For students, this means they get a crystal clear, predictable journey from day one.
All right, roadmap's done. Next up, the assembly line starts cranking out the core teaching materials. We're talking the presentations for every single lecture.
And you see how this works, right? Each step logically builds on the one before it. So now the architect takes that syllabus the AI just made and uses it as a set of instructions to direct other AIs, like Gemini or Copilot, to create the presentations. This makes sure every lecture is perfectly structured and on point.
But hey, a university course isn't just sitting through lectures, right? You need hands-on work. So the pipeline switches gears to build out the practical lab work.
Now, this is a really important point. This is where that human touch is still absolutely critical. The architect lays out the goals for the lab, and ChatGPT builds the step-by-step guide. But, and this is crucial, check out that key synergy box. The final work turned in by the student, that still gets checked by a real human teacher. You need that expert eye for practical skills.
Okay, next up, the pipeline tackles what might be one of the biggest time sinks for any teacher, creating quizzes and exams.
And the way it does this is just so smart and efficient. So after every topic, the AI just whips up a quick test in Google Forms. Students get instant feedback, which is amazing for learning. And then for the big final exam, the system pulls from all those questions to build a comprehensive test that lines up perfectly with the goals laid out way back in that original RPKD.
So making all this content is one thing, but that's really only half the story. Now let's see how it all actually gets deployed and what it looks like in a real classroom setting.
And here it is. This is the final product. It's a complete, perfectly organized course, all laid out in something familiar like Google Classroom. Every lecture, every lab, every test is right there. And having it all available asynchronously is a total game changer, especially for students in places like Ukraine dealing with things like power outages. It's a really practical solution.
But it's not just a file cabinet for the course materials. The system is also tracking everything, giving you these powerful analytics on how students are doing. This totally closes the loop. The teacher gets transparent quality control, and the students get a really clear, predictable path to finishing the course successfully.
So, when you step back and look at all the pieces together, you realize this isn't just a clever workflow, it's a whole new way of thinking about education.
This right here, this is the new model. Just follow the cycle. The AI cranks out the content, students learn on their own time, the data gives you incredible insights. And what's the teacher doing? They're finally freed from that content creation hamster wheel. Now they can focus on what they do best, being a mentor, and actually guiding their students.
And I really want to drive this point home. This is not some pie-in-the-sky theory or a cool experiment. This is a real, proven system that works, end to end. It's a reliable pipeline that takes one document and turns it into a full-blown university course. It's been done. So let's wrap this up with a really powerful thought from the architect himself, Sergey Florov. He says, the future isn't about AI replacing teachers. Not at all. It's about that synergy we've been talking about. And that really leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? Now that this is possible, what are we going to build with it?